We got something pretty old school cool over here. This is a RIA Imports, that's Rock Island Armory. And what this is, it's a 12 gauge double barrel shotgun made by Dreya Arms Turkey, and it's imported by AP International out of Nevada. It's 12 gauge, 3-inch chambers. It says it's proof tested, and I'll break it down, but I can't find a single proof mark on it. And then serial number, which I've covered up there. This is not my shotgun. So it is just a basic old school side lock hammer gun with the little rabbit ears that everybody kind of likes. What it does have though is a safety with fire in the forward position and safe at the rearward position. I'm not sure why that's necessary from a practical point of view, but I do think it's a US import restriction that firearms need to have a safety, and that's why it's there. It's a 2-trigger setup, each trigger firing one hammer, the front trigger firing the right and the rear trigger firing the left. They are the triggers are rebound, or the hammers are rebound, so I got it on safe. So when you fire, it will fire over there, and when you let go, the hammer will rebound off the firing pin, and it's got a notch on the inside that stops it. So if you bump the hammer, it won't get to the primer if you should have it loaded with the hammer down. The safety is just a trigger block. So if I got it on safe, and I'm pulling the rear trigger, it is dead. But I still can cock the hammer, so it's got nothing to do with the mechanism. It's just blocking the triggers. So on fire, the top lever on the closed position, it's off center, which means it will kind of wear in. Side plates are coming on with 2 screws on either side. So I don't know if these are true side locks, or if this is just a side lock plate. I don't know. Because normally on a side lock you got a screw coming from the one side screwing into the other plate, and this one is screwing. It's got 2 screws as if it's screwing into something inside. What also confuses me is that maybe see a shadow line over there where you've got like a recoil doll's head, but the tang on the trigger guard's got no screw. Normally you got a screw that holds through the back tang, and then in most cases you got a screw under the trigger guard. I do not know how this trigger guard attaches. I do not know how the stock attaches. I am thinking that the stock is attaching from the rear, and once you got the stock off, you'll get access to that. I don't know though. I cannot say for sure, but I don't think this is a true side lock the way it's here. Okay, open it up. Doesn't have ejectors. It's just got extractor that pulls the cartridge out, and you've got to take them out by hand. Beautiful wood on it, which bit of weird checkering on the side and at the bottom, and then you got 2 screws there. We'll see what that looks like from the inside in a minute. The barrels are 24 inches, and it does have screw-in chokes. It comes with 3 chokes. I think it's improved, modified, and the one in the box is a 4. And the wood is really nice. It's got a nice Packmeyer style rubber recoil pad, but absolutely stunning wood on it. Breaking it down, you got a button over there that you depress, and you pull the handguard straight off. And we got a screw and a screw corresponding with those. So I bet that those two pull this off. And there's like a nut that's pulled into the wood there. So it's not screwing into wood, which is good. And then I assume those screws are from the inside that works that release catch. And then if we break that down, we see we got the locking lugs over there. We got a lug at the back, you can see it move, and then the one up front, and the real lug on this, it pokes through the bottom over there, and the front one is what it hinges on. So you got a lug that goes into that notch, got a lug that goes into that notch, and a lug that goes into that notch when it locks up. So it says it's proof marked or proof tested, but on the flats there's no proof marks or any writing, and normally that's where they put the history of the double guns. And the same over there. And see, there's a machine mark there, a clear machine mark, but no proof marks. This little lug, that's what works the extractor, and normally on a double barrel that is part of the receiver, and this one screws in, so it's got two little screws, and that's a little lug that goes in there and screws, which I suppose it's good and clever. Let's look at the firing pins, and you depress the hammer and you push the hammer, depress the trigger and you press the hammer forward. That's the firing pin. Good protrusion there. On the barrels, it looks like this is the chamber part is like a trunnion, and I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know how they constructed this, but there's a definite seam there around, all the way around, and it's as if this is mated to the receiver, and the barrels are either joined in or soldered in at a later stage. The top rib is just smooth, and it's got a brass bead at the front, and you got a rib down the bottom, and this lug that holds the fore end on, that's quite interesting in that it screws in, looks like it screws in through there, and I don't know if it dovetails, but it's got a set screw over there and a set screw over there, and I think that is to set up this lug, moving it forward or backwards to get good engagement on that. I'm not sure. I also do think that these barrels were probably slow rust blued, because I can see the solder, and I don't know if you'll see it, but right about there on the inside at the bottom of that rib, which is shiny, I can see solder in there. And also you can see shiny bits and shiny bits, and if this was hot dip blued in a hot caustic tank, the bluing would have gone in there, and it would have made everything black. And if that is soft solder, which I think it is, the rib would have let go. And on slow rust bluing, that would not happen. So also I find it weird that they did not bring the bottom rib all the way through, because that's what they normally do, is they bring it all the way through to there and cover it up. I don't know if that's good or bad. I think it's maybe good. It allows you to get oil in there and prevent rust between the barrels and the rib. There's a screw over there, and I think that holds in the extractor. I think that's what that screw does, because there's no other way for that extractor to come out. I think it's on a slotted hole over there. So I found the exploded diagram of the action, in the box, and it is a true side lock and kind of not. The stock indeed comes in through the back with a bolt through the back, but it does seem like the lockwork is contained on on the side on the side plates, which makes it a side lock. On a regular double barrel, you got, or a side lock double barrel, you got that finger, and that finger, and that finger, and the action is forcing itself into those fingers, and you get the four fingers like that, and they want to kind of open up because this is trying to force them apart. Now, the way this is set up is that it's got this lug that runs through there is one solid lug, and it is pushing up to those 2 points over there, and the stock is just attaching through here with a bolt. So this kind of wood over there and over there is really just serving cosmetic purposes, and the force is happening from here, from that point backwards. That's what it appears like from the diagram. Well, that's it, guys. Just a quick overview of the Rock Island double barrel shotgun. I think it's very smart. I've always had a soft spot for hammers on any gun, and this certainly complies to that. What would you use it for? Well, I don't know. I suppose you can use it as a hunting gun with the 24-inch barrels and the chokes that you can swap out. I suppose you can use it as a defense gun, um, especially in places where you're not allowed to have pumps or semi-automatics. This is a good option. But I think the true niche for this is in cowboy action shooting. Whether you want hammers in that game, I don't know, because the hammers do slow you down after you've fired. You got to cock them, where if you have a hammerless, it cocks on ejection. Or maybe you just need it because you're taking the stagecoach out west, and you need to ride shotgun on that coach. Alright, guys, I hope you found that interesting. Stay safe. We talk again. Cheers.